We're here at REIT headquarters in Washington, D.C., and joining us is Barden Gale, CEO of J.E. Robert Companies. Barden, thank you for joining us.
Hi.
Barden, can you give us your outlook on the REIT IPO market at the moment?
Well, at the moment, I think I'd like to take a little longer view of it, as opposed to snapshot in time. I think obviously the current IPO market's quite constricted due to many factors, but not least of which is the volatility in the markets and the overall macroeconomic uncertainties. I think going forward, what we'll see is most attractive in the marketplace are some of the larger, let's call them liquidity events coming out of some of the private equity shops. I think that the IPOs that we've seen over the last 12 months have been rather hit and miss. Some of them were out of a sense of, I don't want to use the word desperation, but rather, that was the way to pick up some money as opposed to via the private markets. That was a way to aggregate capital. I think some of the ideas were good. Some of the portfolios are good, and some of the managements are good. But on average, I would say it's been a disappointing crop.
In the current market conditions, do you have any sense as to whether real estate operators are gravitating towards publicly traded REITs or still staying with private models?
It's very difficult to form capital for anything that I would consider to be a more adventurous strategy in the private markets today. You can find capital to buy into core product, but if you're looking to build a platform, if you're looking to build an operating company, if you're looking to do anything that has assets that are slightly out of favor or has a certain element of market risk today, it's very difficult to aggregate private capital. So that's one of the reasons I think that we've seen a flurry of people listing, I want to say companies, to take them public. I saw a list recently of close to a dozen registrations of potential IPOs, and I recognized about half of them had been trying to raise money privately. So for many of these operators, it's a question of, well, where can I raise capital to sustain what I want to be my business model?
And do you feel like the public equity markets have been receptive?
A lot of the IPOs fell pretty short of where they wanted to be. There was a great deal of skepticism from a lot of buyers about the viability of these, and certainly when you don't raise what you wanted to raise so that you had powder to go out and do acquisitions, there's a question whether some of these are stillborn.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Barden.
Welcome.
For more information on this and other REIT news and analysis, check out REIT.com.